welcome to a special edition of Tres Leches Radio, representing 1/3 of the trio, Mr. Rad. So, gentlemen, what's going on?
Yo, we here, man, on a Monday, Manic Monday.
Oh, man.
We had a crit Sunday.
Yes, that we did. You know, as always, though, the God Matic, what it do?
Yo. And coming to you on this rare Monday, we have a little something we like to call Taster's Choice, where we're going to be taking the temperature of what's been going on currently in hip hop. And as always, if you found us, you want to stream us or recommend us to your friends, we are Tres Leches Radio at everything on social media. You can stream us on Amazon Music and Spotify. So, guys, first and foremost, rest in peace to DJ K Slay.
Yeah,
right,
for sure.
Yeah. He'd been fighting COVID and he succumbed to it, but I just wanted to make sure that we say that legendary DJ Drama King. Yeah, man, had a chokehold on the mixtape game a while back, man. Some people, very different from a DJ Khaled. I'll leave it at that. So, all right. So, guys, we'll get right to it. So, this past Friday, we got the latest good music release from Pusha T titled "It's Almost Dry." It's primarily produced by Yeezy and Pharrell, right? They said they'll be splitting duties, and and again, it's another short album. So, simple and plain, just when you knew it was coming, right? The last album he did was Daytona 2018. He went back underground for a while. Once you knew he was coming back out, did you have any expectations, excitement? Did you care? Did you not? How did you feel about this It's Almost Dry is what the album title is.
Yes. I mean, for me, I think it was one of the things he announced as the cool, because I think my anticipation wasn't as high this time around, only because he was already talking about dropping something last year, almost giving one thing, album coming soon, and then, he tells us it's going to drop. So, I mean, I was kind of mid about it, but I knew based off his line of work that, be quality, and good music, no pun intended.
Well played. What about you, B-Stacks? B-Stacks has an interesting relationship from the Daytona to now this.
So I haven't heard 1 second of Daytona.
Oh, you still listen to it yet?
Nope. Yeah, man. Just to be brief, I just wasn't. I thought the choice of the artwork was poor, and it probably
agreed.
Yeah, it's more of a Kanye choice than a Pusha T choice. But hey, it doesn't matter, man. I had to kind of put my foot down on that one, and I just feel like if we can't police our legends like Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown, but more so centered in Whitney Houston, if we can't police the treatment of our legends, then no one can. So that starts with us. So the way it just came and introduced to my lens turned me off. So but I hear that Daytona is his best work.
Easily.
I'm willing to sacrifice not hearing his best work because I stand on some type of principle here.
There we go.
But this album fair as well. We'll get into that. I like it so far.
Yeah. I would say when they announced it, I was curious because I felt with Daytona, he finally found that he found the right album length, the right sound. They didn't try to force anything commercial. So now you fast forward to the post Daytona, post Drake beef, everything, and it's where's Pusha T now, right? So I was, and when I heard that it was Ye and Pharrell splitting duties, I was excited, but then I also wondered, would there be conflicts? Because even though they work well together, I wondered if there would be conflict. I was only been out a few days. It flows really well, so I would say that got kind of put to rest. And then I would actually say there's also a I don't know how far you guys got with the album. Malice makes an album closing appearance on there, probably has one of the best verses on the album. How do you guys feel about him putting out it's now another short album, right? So Daytona was 21 minutes. It was 7 tracks, 21 minutes. This album clocks in at 35 minutes. Seeing all that, seeing the track listing, the songs that were released, how was that helping shape your perception of what this album might be?
Yeah, as the album rolled out, Diet Coke, I thought that was excellent single to go with. Just to get you kind of that mood. When I heard that, that's when I kind of had more of an anticipation. Okay, I like the direction of this. Honestly, didn't care for the neck and wrist with him and Hov. I think it's sort of okay, Hov's trying to be that 3 stacks, drop these verses, but really didn't do anything for me. I think they did better work previously, but time.
Yeah, I like DDA better.
Yeah, I think time wise, I think, and this is we're in the streaming era too, obviously, and it's all about tension and everything. Is a good length. I think some of these other albums that we liked in the past, it might have been an hour or more or so. A lot of people, everything's playlist. So I think he did the right time frame, longer than Daytona. Because one thing you could say about Daytona, maybe he could have had an extra track or two, but it still flowed perfectly. So I think time wise, it was excellent choice for him.
Yeah, 12 songs.
Yeah, go ahead.
The clock's in at 35 minutes, so that's actually kind of lengthy for 12 songs. Well,
it goes pretty quickly. I mean, I would say, yeah, like when I heard the Diet Coke and it was Kanye / like 88 Keys produced, that set the tone nice for me. I like Neck and Wrist. I don't like it more than I do Diet Coke. And then they had another joint, to Hear Me Clearly, which was like from an I Know Nego album that made it onto here.
Yeah.
Like the single. What's funny is the singles keep relatively the same themes. It's right, like it's the whole drug dealer thing. But one thing that I've kept hearing, and this was like the album had been out maybe like 2 minutes or even beforehand, people complaining like, oh, all he does is rap about drugs, which makes no sense to me in an era where people celebrate Griselda. People celebrate Freddie Gibbs. Freddie Gibbs is one of the is very popular. Do you guys agree with that? But like my thing is Pusha T, he does a niche lane of rap. Rap has several different lanes of niches, and there's people who want the D-boy stuff. So I think it's weird that Pusha T gets knocked for it.
Well, I think so. My thing with the clips and Pusha, but that was their lane. They were high fashion, dope boy rappers. That was always their thing. I think when we talk about, like you said, Griselda, Gibbs and stuff, yeah, they primarily talk about drugs, but you still see some more diversity in some of their tracks and introspective material, which I think Pusha still has. I think it's just that people just, he's pretty much that's his lane, and he's really the face of coke rap. And I think some people, and I think some purists, I don't really see the issue with the album. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And it's not really sounding redundant. Like, he's one of the most, versatile creative coke rappers we've probably ever heard. So I don't really have an issue.
Yeah, but yeah, I still think you pick any. We have artists from yesterday that they're, even if they sprinkle in the occasional conscious or something like that, that are primarily known for their, whether it's gangster rap, D-boy raps, whatever, is no different than Pusha T. I actually like that he shortens his albums, because if he was doing like 70-minute albums with the stuff he raps about, it would be too much. But my thing is, I think people who say that about him are hypocritical and cherry picking, because they would not point that out about their artists who might do a 60-minute album and 50 minutes of it is, gangster rap, drug rap, this, that, you know what I mean? So I think it's both. And to be very honest with you, I just mentioned Freddie Gibbs. I think a bunch of the songs that Push has, that he put it like this, the singles he released for this album are better than the single Gibbs released for his upcoming album.
Yeah, I was outside
ice cream
the him and Kiss joint. Yeah, the ice cream. Yeah, I didn't really care for that, but the one he had with Jadakiss, I think was a Black Illuminati. That's what he, part of it. But I would agree. Based off like the Ross collaboration.
I thought about that, like the drug rappers, Rick Ross, Raekwon, Ghostface, Jadakiss, Jay-Z. I think that difference with Pusha T and then Griselda and Freddie Gibbs, I think Pusha T kind of like stands in that space.
He owns it.
Yeah, the rest of those other guys don't really other than Griselda, but like those other artists I mentioned are, even Busta will dip his toe in there, but they don't actually want to like stay in that lane or even like have a sign saying that this is my lane. I think
Rick Ross does. Rick Ross, biggest boss, Noriega owes me favors. But all I'm saying is, even if Pusha T's at 100% and the other guy's at 90%, I still think it's hypocritical if like people are complaining about that, when an artist, whether 90% of their album, 80% or whatever, it still focuses on that, like, and you just want like one song of something. I think it's a silly complaint when he's always stood on that. If you followed him from the clips to now, why do people feel ambushed suddenly that he's doing this kind of, that this is what he sticks to? You know what I mean? I just think people could bring it up. I just think it's a little bit of a silly argument. I just think, when it's like, what you're getting, you know what I'm saying? He's never strayed from that. But let me ask you guys this. Were there any early favorites? I don't know, like, I've given it a couple spins. Are there any early favorites? Maybe anything you should throw out? Yeah.
And at the closing cut, I mean, because Malice, listen, if Malice was come back to the dark side, I would open Welcome Arms because he just sounds so fresh. You know what I mean? We had that Mount Rushmore line, like I mean, they should call me up there, you know, for bricks. Like I'm like, ooh, you
Yeah, when he's
know,
yeah, the line he had about he's like your current top five's only strengthening my myth. I was like, oof.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I thought that was an excellent closer, and it kind of made me think about what they were talking about before. Because you know, Miles was saying, "Hey, I don't want to really rap about Coke," but I know Pusha had brought the idea, like the the good versus evil type, clips, theory album where they said that Pharrell was willing to produce the whole album. So I'm hoping that opens up. I think this is actually their second track this year because the other album that was it the Nigo or
I
NGO
know
or whatever.
Nigo, and then they
Yeah,
also appeared
they
on
got track
Kanye's
on
Jesus
there.
is King like a year or two ago.
Yeah,
they were on a
yeah.
Kanye, yeah. So
Yeah, so that one,
Jesus.
just so you remember, I think it was another standout cut as well. Those two kind of stick out right now, currently for me.
yeah, I gotta say, you know which one I'm gonna deliberately say this because I'm the biggest modern Southern rapper like hater. I like Scrape It Off with Lil Uzi Vert and what's the other guy's name? Don Toliver. As far as
Okay.
I like it in terms of like if he wants to send one out to the radio, he
Yeah,
should send that one out. I like a bunch. I like Let the Smoker Shine and Malicious Verse on Pray For You, but I would say I was thrown off by because I was dreading Scrape It Off by looking at the track list. And
yeah.
honestly,
Yeah, Louis like,
yeah,
yeah.
it's a standout for me considering
Yeah.
what it aims for. What about you, B-Stacks? Any early favorites?
Yeah, Let the Smoker Shine. It's like the second track on there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
He just comes in blasting. You know what I mean?
That's my shit. Yeah,
Relentless.
yeah.
And Call My Bluff with that it sample. What?
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's playing with him on that one, but he's still showcasing like how he can kind of to me, those two tracks are like polar opposites of like him like laying back and then him putting gas on the pedal.
Yeah.
Those two for sure.
Yeah, and it feels like he's replaced his yich with the Joker laugh. I hear that all throughout there.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: I know the album's only been out a few days, right? So it came out 4/22, was originally scheduled for May 13th, and it got bumped up to Friday 4/22. What's it called? We recently learned that another album got is scheduled for 5/13. Kendrick Lamar. He's there was an official announcement that came from his camp that it's May 13th and it's looking really official. It even has an album title, Mr. Morale and the Hot Steppers. How you guys feeling about that? The title, the release date. How you guys feeling about that?
I don't know what we can think right now with the title, but I mean Kendrick's Kendrick. I think we're going to get a good product, but like really not having any music from him, and in this span, like as far as official music from him, it could. It could be anything. you know what I mean? But Pusha definitely didn't want the competition. Clearly with the bump.
Well, that's just a smart business move for him. No. Everybody would have had to have moved because like I think anybody drops that day, you're gonna get overshadowed because Kendrick's been in the shadows.
Yeah, I was excited. Like everybody else that's a fan. I think that his long-awaited hiatus. I think he sacrificed like maybe some personal happiness for maybe like missing a couple of years of his career where he was in his prime lyrically. But I guess that's a decision that he's okay to make.
I think he became a father in his time off, right? I think he became a father. But I think that he may have gotten married. I don't really know like the tabloid stuff like that, but I mean that's a big deal if you have a kid, like those early years you want to be there for. Lord knows he's got the money for it.
He took a long break, bro. His break is like it wasn't.
He took a 5-year break. We're not used to that. The thing is, he took a very weird time break because he took a break after he finally landed the album where he balanced what he does, but also assimilated a little bit to like the sound. And that's why he had like bigger singles and stuff like that. Right. And he had finally hit that mark. And then when it seemed like he could keep building on it, he just let it die, like, on purpose. I think he knew what he was doing. So that's why it's kind of odd. So it's like, will he come back? You know what I mean? Like, what's he going to come back on? He's going to come back like doing like a relapse Kingdom Come thing, or is he going to come back like how Tribe did after like, what was that, like 15 plus years and deliver something special? You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see. Because remember when he did, like, is he going to do something that catches on like Damn, where it's like a mixture of what he does and a sound that works, or is it going to be something a little bit experimental, like To Pimp a Butterfly, where it was experimental, it actually undersold, and it was critically acclaimed, but it didn't reach the amount of audiences that his other albums did, right? Like, we don't know where he can go, because like he really he'll take it anywhere. I just think the album title with no context right now sounds silly, but I think he'll fill in the blanks for us when the album comes out. So
yeah, if you follow like any great artist, there's always an album that lost people, like Prince had a couple, Common got a couple, Jay might got one or two, Nas, we already know, like it's always, and dare I say this, I don't want to manifest nothing negative, but he could, like, being away for so long, like he could have, this could be just something that's like just people like, what? Like, what is,
that's what I was saying, like the relapse, the Kingdom Come, when Nas came back with Nasir, like, you know what I mean? Like, or we also do know it's possible, and I know this is a group, but when Tribe came back, they dropped one of my favorite albums from them ever. So it's like, which one are we getting, right? So it'll be interesting to see. But the projections for him actually came in today. Somehow, I guess they can forecast already. They're saying that the album will do at least 350K the first week, and he'll get number one. So I mean, like the people are definitely waiting. And I think between now and then we'll probably get some promotional something to kind of increase anticipation. So I think the audience will definitely be there. It'll be a matter of, will the album have legs? Because I think people are going to show up that first week. It'll be, will it have the legs that like Damn did? Damn is like triple platinum. That's like his biggest album. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see. And the thing is, what kind of climate is he coming back to? You know what I mean? Like like Cole and Drake have stayed active and stuff. Like, I mean, Kendrick's always kind of done what he does, right? Like, what do you guys think? Him coming back to how things are now. 5 years in hip hop is an eternity.
I think for him, it doesn't really matter because he's a brand, so he's going to solve the fact of what he's done. So I guess he had more leeway versus like, let's say, and I think we were talking about another post on Facebook, and we used to show hip hop where we were talking like Ab Soul, put a date, and people had that, because he's not a full brand, per se, at least on a mainstream aspect. So I think, for him, it's almost like, y'all doing this, cool, I'm still going to do whatever I'm going to do. I'll sprinkle something, more modern, so be it. But I don't think that's a concern for him to sound like the modern stuff, currently speaking.
He's done it before, though, right? With Damn, he did do it. I'm kind of hoping we get best of both worlds, like, so it'll be interesting to see. So yeah, I mean, we shall see. So Beast X, you want to bring us on home with that vibe called Tress?
Yes, sir. So if you guys have been following us on the social platforms, we introduced something called a vibe called Dress, top of this year. When magazines kind of like fading away, to make room for the online presence, we figured we kind of do like our slang editorial piece to Capadonna on what we were listening to, for the week of or the day of. And so like, our last recent was some Clear Soul Forces flavor, novelist and Dixon Hill's Book of Changes, Feng Shui. So be on the lookout of that. We usually like to post it in the beginning of the week, and we divvy it up, man. So one week it might be something come from Rinsmatic, it might be coming from me, or it might be coming from Ray to God over there, you know what I mean? So we switch it up.
For sure.
All right. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. We're just checking in on what's going on. It's currently with this Taster's Choice edition. There'll definitely be plenty more from us. All right.
Peace. Next time. Peace.